Before you start giving, make sure your cup is filled first. Before helping others, make sure you got the well-being of yourself sorted first. There is a huge difference between sacrificing and giving. One signals lack and the other one radiates more than enough. And don't give expecting anything in return, because then you're not giving from a pure place, but with a hidden motive. It's a gift. Remember, it's a gift. If you give your manager at work some flowers, then you might start feeling that you deserve special treatment. If you go over a budget on a present, if you give to charity and then something stresses you out, like a parking ticket, you might start thinking, oh, but I'm a good person and I give flowers. Oh, but I held the door open for that old lady that one time. Oh, I'm a good person, I'm polite. Why does this keep happening to me? Why? Remember, you give to give. Otherwise, you're building resentment to yourself and also that person you're giving to. What's going on, my angels? So here are a few ideas for random acts of kindness. Earlier this year in March, I was only getting my contracted hours, which was 8 hours a week at Starbucks. I was grateful to have a job in the midst of a pandemic, but I had money goals and that was not gonna cut it. During that time, I was searching for a second job, to no luck. A couple weeks later, as soon as she could, my manager raised my contracted hours from 18 to 16, which basically doubled my income and got me that second job I was looking for. And I'm very grateful that I didn't have to switch jobs. Since she didn't waste any time giving me that new contract, I gave her some flowers as a thank you. She appreciated it and she told me that this is why she does what she does. Reminding her what her purpose is much better than giving the flowers, I can't lie. And reminded her that she was on the right track. This is what I mean by not expecting anything in return, because had I gave those flowers with an agenda to be prioritized more on the schedule, then I would have grown resentment. Then in a way those flowers would have been fake, because again, they're not from a pure place, it's not a place from wholeness. And because I didn't give it with any expectation, man, I just no expectations in general. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I really love working at Starbucks and working with the people I work with, because man, they're just so lovely. The management makes me feel valued and respected, and big man saying, yeah, the money is good, but being respected, feeling valued and not just another number is much better. It's much better, I can't lie. Paying for someone's groceries, don't break the bank trying to do this. Remember, make sure your cup and your bank account is filled first. I can't wait till I get to a point where I'm randomly dropping 60 or 100 quid on the family in front of me's groceries. But for now, if I see a family's bill come up to £2 something, then why not? Why not lift up their day for a short while, you know? If I see an older lady's grocery come up to a tenner, then why not? So working in customer service, you realize that not everyone says please and thank you. At Starbucks, when you go through the stresses of making someone a caramel frappuccino, sometimes, most of the times, they're not gonna say thank you. I really appreciate when people tell me to have a good day nowadays, because when you realize they didn't have to say it, which makes me that much thankful for them reminding me to have a good day. So just little things like that. And why I say that is because when you do pay for someone's groceries, when you do give someone a gift, if their reaction isn't as thankful as you've hoped for, then you're gonna be salty. You're gonna be salty if you expected a thank you, and that's the thing as well. And I mentioned not to expect anything. Mate, don't expect a thank you. Just do it because you want to do it from your good heart, from your pure heart. Because if you're expecting, you're getting salty for not receiving a thank you or a smile, it didn't come from a place of wholeness. Because then you're gonna get discouraged from doing more random acts of kindness. So manage your expectations when you're doing these things. Expectations from the person you're giving to, and also yourself. 1%. Inspired by 50 Cent's Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. The World Bank says that if the top Fortune 500 companies give 1% of their earnings to charity, then that would alleviate poverty across the globe. 1%. Instead of worrying and stressing about what the big boys are doing with their earned cash, I can focus that energy on myself and what I can control. Before, I was thinking when I make X amount of money, when I become a millionaire, that's when I can start to give. But nah, I am rich right now, so therefore I can give right now. If I get a £500 paycheck from Mr. Starbucks every month, you're telling me I can't give at least a fiver of that? There's something wrong if I can't get at least a fiver in. Something is definitely wrong when I used to budget 180 quid of that for weed. Priorities, innit? So yeah, recently I've started to give at least 1% of my salary to charity. Lastly, and I think this is the most easiest and affordable step, let people know they're being lovely. As I mentioned, I work in customer service where there is a lot of smelly people. So when I do experience a lovely spark of joy in the form of a customer, then I would let them know. I will let them know that they have been the most loveliest customer of the day. I will let them know how lovely they are and thank them for being so in a place, in a world where a thank you isn't even a given, then for someone to be lovely is actually a gift. So I must thank them for it. I know working in customer service, my standards are really low for politeness. Instead of complaining about not getting a thank you after your stressful caramel frappuccino, then at least be thankful and grateful for the lovely customers, because there are lovely people and I feel like they need to get acknowledged as much as the smelly customers get acknowledged for being smelly, if you get what I'm saying. Even the people you're working with, if someone is genuinely making your shift so much fun and overall a great time, please let them know. They deserve to know after all, especially in the midst of a busy shift. And I don't know, that could just boost someone's day up, even temporarily, you know. If your coworker is having a particularly bad day, or if they're struggling in this time of their life, then 2 to 3 quid on flowers is definitely a bargain to remind them that whatever they're going through, they're not going through it alone. I think flowers are just great. Like flowers are great. Again, before you be given anything, any flowers, any money, any charity, whatever, make sure you're good and your cup is full first. Make sure you're at a good place from within, because then giving becomes a chore and then it's not really giving at that point. Thank you guys so much for watching. I was inspired by AJ Koteka's video on random acts of kindness, so I'll link that down below. I love talking to you guys. Thank you for joining me in this lovely, beautiful park. And until next time, love.